Fleeting
All
as
right,
time
all
may
right,
be,
all right.
I cannot see an end in sight for me.
My mic is hella loud. Let's turn that down a little bit. There we go. Alright, time to go to the forest. We're gonna fly through this as fast as I can. I do think it's funny that everyone thought she was gonna be a cow. But she's just a birch tree. It says litter in it, and my god, I need to find out her lore. I need to do more affection stories and other events. I kind of been slacking. Doesn't help I was doing stuff with my PC. So, warm sunlight, a gentle fluttering breeze, flowers sprouting up and blossoming one by one, dotting the land with color. In the arc, spring has begun. I mean, I don't even know how it is. Artificial seasons, bringing along with it a warm, dazzling array of emotions. For some, the overriding emotion is excitement. Oh, it's Rupee. I gotta. How do I do her voice again? Hello, lovely Lupins. Welcome to Rupee's magnificent shopaholic channel. Today I'm here with Cherry Blossom Park. Wait, no, here with at Cherry Blossom Park. But do any of you know why? Ooh, I know. The Spring Festa. Did I get it right? The correct answer is to introduce the upcoming Cherry Blossom based festival, the Spring Festa. Woohoo! You guys see that? I never miss. And I believe we got together today to work on our homework. Come on, relax. It's not even that much work. I can just copy it later. I'll be fine. Besides, if you want to watch Rupee's show as it's happening, you can't watch it. You can't watch it later. Wait, who's nomming? What? Oh, nom. The Spring Festa is one of the 10 most anticipated events in the arc. And it's just around the corner. How do you all feel? Are you excited? Super duper excited. I've already been losing sleep, thinking about catching a glimpse of the cherry blossoms from the surface. Me too. By the way, Zvi, are you coming to the festival this year? I hadn't given it much thought. You're going, aren't you? Aren't you? I knew it. Any of you decide to come along? Let's see. We'll need to prepare. Alright, freaking work distracting me. People asking for things. Let's see. We'll need to prepare a camera, a picnic mat, and... I suppose it'll be fine to take one day off. Nom. What about you, Miss Privity? Would you like to come to the festival with us? Huh? Me? Yeah, didn't you hear? For this year's festival, cherry blossoms from the surface will be open to the public. If you stand underneath them and share a kiss with a special someone, your love will last forever. Ah! Eternal love? That's right. Isn't it positively heartwarming? So, as long as you share a kiss under the cherry blossoms, your love will be eternal. I'm talking like my Monster Wise character.
Are you alright, Miss Saturday? You look like you're up to something.
What? No, I'm not doing anything. For others, spring brings a feeling of revitalization. What kind of voice am I getting? Litter. She's an old woman. It's spring. Everyone always calls her old. That means the Festival of Harmony will begin soon. No, wait. That's not it. It's called the Spring Festa now. It's been a while since the name changed, but it still doesn't quite stick in my brain. Listen, she is old. No wonder her niece always says I'm behind the times. See? Perfect voice. Old woman. Then again, I'm an old at heart. I'm old. It's weird she hasn't popped up in the main story yet. What? It's name anyway? Did she already forget? Festival of Poverty? Spring Festa? What does it matter which it is? I was turned Indian. What's important is that everyone has a good time. I hope this year's festival is a joyful one. Rather still, it brings a sense of nostalgia. What kind of voice am I getting for her? I assume she's kind of derpy. After all, she does want to strip. How was my day? Same as always. I took care of the little ones in the arboretum and had tea with Flora in Leaf. That's pretty much it, huh? Oh, I have been hearing a lot about the festival lately. Looks like spring really has arrived in the Ark. This festival, you know as well as I do that the so-called everlasting Sakura is nothing but an illusion. Nature, at least real nature, does not exist in the Ark. So, I don't think I'll be going. It's okay. One day, I swore an oath to protect this garden, and I've held that oath ever since. I have no interest in illusory facsimiles of nature. When it's time for the sun to set, I begin to climb the hill. I don't know why. I just felt like it. It's a habit, I suppose. One day, as I'm climbing up the already crumpled piece of paper once more, and staring up at the sky, I was suddenly enveloped in a shadow. What was your day like? That was how I first met her. You look sad, so I decided to talk to you. You fucking loser. Who are you, incel? Got no bitches, you maidenless? I'm not bothering you, am I? At the time, I felt like she was... I am, aren't I? I thought if I kept quiet, she'd stop bothering me and leave me alone. What are you holding on to? An Ark lottery ticket? Wait! This can't be. Is this Henry? We're getting Henry lore? RP Henry. I see. But she didn't respond the way I was expected. Your family is up there, aren't they? Instead, she placed a flower petal in my hand. If you let the wind carry this, it'll eventually reach your family. Wouldn't they prefer a beautiful flower over a scrap piece of paper? The petal fluttered up and away from my hand, and the wind carried it up high. Man, it's fucking windy up there. I stood there blankly for her, watching it fly away, as she sat next to me. I'm Renee. What's your name? For a reason I can't quite explain, even though I had never spoken since coming down to the Ark. On the day, my lips parted for the first time. Oh, never mind. I thought we were getting Henry lore. It's just Trina. Dang it. Lesbians. Trina. 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 Yes. Are you ready? Oh, just a moment. It's just... seeing these flowers brought me back for a moment. Is everyone ready? Right. We're ready, Flora. Alright. Are you ready too? Okay. Lilac. Margaret are joining us. And they're ready as well. Now then. Shall we begin the tea party? Sounds good. I'm sorry, but I have a question. For us? What is it? Well, Flora places a teacup in front of Mana. Lilac worries that it might be rude to keep a guest waiting without serving them some refreshments. Margaret thinks so as well. So, before we hear Esther's question, Why don't we serve the drinks first? Would warm water be sufficient for you, Esther? Sure. And you, Trina? Could I please have warm water as well? As for the little ones, they would prefer some cold water, please, and thank you. There we are. Now that we're properly prepared, we can commence the tea party. So what was your question, Esther? It's, what am I doing at your tea party? I don't even know what's going on either. Oh dear, what a question. We're not making you uncomfortable, are we? That makes me kind of sad. It's not that, but... Wonderful! So then, there isn't a problem. I came here on business. I had no intention of being involved in a tea party. Esther, the Botanical Garden Squad holds regular tea parties. During these gatherings, we discuss all manner of matters. With the plants growing in our greenhouse. However, as you know, Trina and I rarely leave the garden. So, we often don't have much to share with the little ones. Very true. Usually it's not a big deal, since we have Leaf with us. But she's up on the surface right now, bringing in new little ones. So please, if it's not too much trouble, could you tell the children about what's going on in the outside world? That's kind of a big question to answer. Lilac and Margaret are curious as well. My little ones also want to know. I'm honestly pretty similar to you guys. I spend all my time in research lab. I don't have many stories to tell. Today's the first time I've made it out of the lab in a week. Damn, I've never seen I don't remember seeing this face when we went through Mana's event. She looks pretty pissed. Oh. Well then, how about we listen to the radio? The only government-approved anti-aging injection in the ARC. Evergreen. Wait a minute. Enjoy your youth for longer. Interesting. That's some lore right there. I wonder if all the CEOs are taking that. No, because the thing is, they've definitely extended the ages of humans. They just keep playing this same ad over and over. If I'm not mistaken, the Sovereigns were the ones who could receive Evergreen. After the first invasion, the ARC's protection system wasn't yet fully established. Before the pieces eventually stabilized, it was seen as a luxury item only the Sovereigns could afford. Now, however, everyone has easy access to it, which is a good thing. Yes, it's a relief. And we're back. No, noise. And we're back. Right now, you're listening to a classic, Diva, hosted by me, Noise. In part 2, we will be reading stories from our listeners and playing your song requests. Since the Spring Festa is right around the corner, we've gathered some romantic stories related to the spring, guaranteed to make your hearts flutter. We'll be accepting story submissions all the way through the festival. So, if you got one, be sure to send it into the program. Before we read the stories, I'll give you a brief introduction to the Spring Festa. This year's festival is jam-packed with all sorts of special events. Since we've got Miss Il's very own Botanical Garden Squad on deck as hosts, not only will the cherry blossoms from the surface be open to the public, but the Arc's gardens will also be available for viewing. Flora, listen, this might be all your fault for opening the garden to the public to prevent it from being closed. So, you all can look forward to that. Flora turns off the radio. Yes, I know, Lilac. This is my first time hearing about this too. What's that, Margaret? How could they make this kind of decision without telling us? Unfortunately, this world is filled with people who don't consider the thoughts and feelings of others. You'd like to know who? Well, I'm sorry. Allow me to apologize on their behalf. I was going to mention it earlier, but I originally came here to convey orders from Suyan. Though Bella issued orders for us? Yes. In the interest of upholding market shares, Bacillus has secured the rights to run this year's Spring Festa. Botanical Gardens is to spare no expense in ensuring the festival's success, including opening the gardens. If Lobella is the one that arranged this deal, then why is the responsibility being thrust on us? Because it's a festival focused on flowers, which makes you perfect for it. It's not like we'd be able to refuse anyway. Okay then. So for the fest... No, we refuse. Huh? Trina? We mustn't open up the garden. We can't. You do realize that consequences of disobeying Suyuan's orders, don't you? It doesn't matter. What do you mean by that? This is what we can do. The domain which we oversee is divided into 3 sections. My garden, which is filled with flowers. Trina's arboretum, filled with trees. I know arbor. Inlee's specimen lab, filled with seeds. For the festival, we'll open up my section, and my section only. Would that be acceptable? I'll report back to Suyuan and let you know. How are you, Trina? Are you okay with that? Yes. Thank you, Flora. Good. Now then, Aster, is your work here done? Yes. But there is something personal I would like to speak with you about. With me? Renee's research lab will be cleared out soon, before the end of the festival. There's gonna be some drama. If you left anything important there, you should retrieve it before then. Unless you left everything there intentionally. Interesting. So Renee was a researcher. As the son... I'm guessing this is before they became Nikke's? Although I wonder if... Is Renee a Nikke? Or did she become a Nikke? Or was she human? As the sun starts to set, I begin my habitual climb up the hill. I must have done it so regularly because of the view. The view of the Ark is beautiful from up here. One day, I just stood up on the hill and looked down at the sea. I felt a shadow come over me. That's how I first met him. I was wondering where you went. In case you forgot, residency restriction or registration is today. I don't know how to say restriction. What are you doing out here? I know this is the first time we've interacted properly. I hate coming off as a nag. But let's try to be punctual, okay? So, are you worried about joining our squad? No? Then, what are you doing up here looking so desperate? I realize that you've only done rear support work in the Ark, so the notion of going up to the surface must feel overwhelming. You only became a Nikke towards the end of the Second Surface Reclamation War. Okay, so she isn't Nikke already. So, you've never had the opportunity to head up to the surface. Don't look so surprised. I'm your commander after all. Okay, so more commander lore. You know what's funny? When I took the survey, I one of the things I said, I want to know more. There's other commanders out there, aren't there? I was like, let's learn about some of them, right? The only time we get to see other commanders was License to Kill, which had a retired commander try to have me. Oh wait, no, that wasn't License to Kill. That was I think that was Dee's affection story. Never mind. That had that the retired commander trying to have me killed, and then the only other time I think was Rappy's affection story, where I had to go to like the HQ and file my reports, and I got to see all the depressed commanders that are there. I was like, can we see more of that? There's like none of that at all. What are the other commanders doing? How come I'm the only one? I should know a bit about your background. Now then, why don't we hang out here together? Mind if I stand beside you? My inexperienced friend. You're not experienced, you say. Well, I've certainly spent more time on the surface than you. As he chuckled softly, he stood beside me. I'm Josh Hammett. No Henry. I'm Josh. I'm just joshing, yes. What's your name? Oh, this is Litter. This isn't Trina. I thought it was Trina. You can call me Litter. But it's weird though. He says he's been up on the surface more than Litter has. And Litter's old woman. Credit for your thoughts. Litter? Oh, hey, Centi. I've been thinking a lot about the past lately. Maybe because it's springtime. It's so tiny. Okay. Anyway, don't worry about it. It's not that important. Are you done preparing for vacation? Yeah, I know I took a while. But I'm still not sure if I'm happy with my outfit. No, you look great. I know you're just being nice. But even so, thank you for helping me pick out this outfit. Please considering how much you've done for me, it's the least I can do. Actually, I need to go through frickin' Centi's affection story. In fact, correct me if I'm not mistaken, but is this your first vacation? Is it? I guess I've never taken a break since joining Mighty Tools. Since it's your first vacation, what do you plan on doing? I don't really have any plans. I have plenty of time, so I'm going to mull it over. Is that so? Well, I hope you have a great time. I'm only laughing because I'm just like... I'm not matching. I already know Litter's voice. It doesn't sound anything like what I'm doing for her. Yes. I hope you have a good time as well, Volt. Litter pulls out an old pocket watch and checks the time. I don't want to disrupt business. I should head out soon. Centi, while I'm away, don't forget to keep providing our customers with the best service around. Of course. Don't you worry about a thing. We're getting a new shipment of materials and equipment tomorrow, so make sure to give everything a proper once-over. Yes, I'll double and triple check everything. And also, she's like a grandma. Before accepting anything on credit, make sure to confirm the payment deadline first. Don't let people pay without asking any questions like last time. Oh, and another thing. Litter! Yes? You don't have to die for this. Your vacation is getting shorter by the minute. Don't worry about me. Get a move on. Start resting already. Oh, okay. I meant to only mention one thing, but I guess I ended up going on for a while. She is an old woman. Since I didn't know anything about her, I only hear people talking about her, but actually seeing it, I'm like, I see now what they call her old. It's okay. I understand you're only looking out for me. Don't worry. I paid close attention to every single word you said. You said a new request came in, right? Yeah. From Rianne. Shit, Rianne. Rianne's name sounds familiar. Why am I forgetting who that is? Oh, I think I know who that is. That's basically Suyen's secretary, I believe. You know about the Spring Festa that's being held soon? Miss Illis is in charge of the festival preparations. And she asked us to build some facilities to use for the festival. As soon as you leave, we're going to start with the construction. This is the first time you've been responsible for a task of this magnitude. That's right. For this, I've always worked together with you. So, I'm both a little worried and a little excited. I promise. I'll do my best to uphold the sterling reputation of Mighty Tools. I never noticed she had a little teddy bear right there on her. I think is that a gun holster? I'm assuming it's a gun, but it could be some other tool. That's why you've spent your whole life building. Are you sure you'll be fine without me? If you're really worried, I can push back my vacation. Litter, if anyone here is worrying too much, it's you. Relax. Everything will be fine. All I want you to do is kick back and relax. And get ready to congratulate me on getting a chance to shine on my own. Alright. You, Volt, and I can celebrate when I get back. We can have a nice party. Sounds good. Looking forward to it. You know what the thing is? The reason why Litter looks really, really short too, is Centi is like really tall. I think she's over 6 feet. She's one of the taller, taller girls. So it makes Litter look extra short. The Spring Festa, huh? Once the festival starts, there will be crowds of people in most places. Maybe I should visit early and take a peaceful walk along the cherry blossom path. Well, I'll be off. Take care. Let's go, Volt. Hey, your dog is supposed to run a visit. Oh. Every single time. Every single time. Finally, I have some long-awaited time off. I should just clip out every time an event starts. When I enter the event, it's always like this. Every single time. And there's usually someone in my shower. There's usually someone in my room. Or someone comes into my room without asking to come inside first. For the moment, I'm ruminating. What should I do? Play some video games that are in the library? Binge a show where I can turn my brain off? If not that, then... Actually, even if I spend all day racking my brain deciding what to do, I'll be doing it while lying down in my bed. In fact, that in and of itself isn't a bad holiday. Good thing I woke up early in the morning and hung a note on the door. Last time the note fell off. If there is anything I've learned from the recent past, it's that Nikkes have proclivity for partying in my room at all hours. Yes. Just as I'm starting to relax, someone will barge in and get me involved in this or that, so I had to do something about it. Yes. So today, I got up extra early and put a note on my door saying that no one is here. I'm still gonna find a way. You know, they always do. It's how it always is. As a result, no one has come to disturb me yet. After all, when you got time off, you should have a chance to kick back and Someone came walking in without... No! Blossom. Flora! You seem a little startled. Is something wrong? Did you not see the note on my door? No. Do you mean this? Flora hands me a piece of paper. I'm not in at the moment, so please come back later. Strange, isn't it? Here you are in the commander's room. Yet, there's a note saying you're elsewhere. Someone may be impersonating you as a prank. I'll have to track down the culprit. You suddenly, you little... You don't have to go through all that. If you say so. Anyway, what is it this time? Is it Suyan again? Nobella certainly does keep us on our toes with her unpredictable behavior. But I'm actually here for a different reason this time. Flora proceeds to explain everything that's happened. At one point, she wanted to shut down the garden, and now she wants to open it up to the public. It must be a real headache dealing with her. Indeed it can be. But her wanting to open up the garden also means that she's finally acknowledged us in some fashion. So, in that sense, I consider it fortunate. So, what is it that you need me to do? Should I help you with this festival preparations? Oh, that's not why came here. The festival preparations are going smoothly. Having Happy Zoo help us out the last time in the garden open worked out nicely. And they've kindly offered to lend us a hand again. However... What is it? I'm worried about Trina. Blossom, how much do you know about Trina? Trina of the Botanical Garden Squad. She tends the trees in the arboretum. So strong is her desire to be one with nature, She off. This is all my only knowledge of her. My only knowledge of her is that she likes to strip in the trees. Where's Trina right now? At this point, she's probably tending to the trees along the cherry blossom path. That place is crowded with people. Indeed it is. I'm not sure if you're aware, Blossom, but Trina takes off her clothes whenever she feels confined by them. Why? Why? This is an issue when she's inside the garden, but it's a different story when she's outside. I usually follow her around to make sure she doesn't do anything too scandalous, but I'm too busy preparing for the festival and don't have much time to keep an eye on her. So you want me to keep an eye on her to make sure she doesn't go stripping? Would you be able to look after her in my place? What do I get? Well, I can. What do I get out of it? I know what I get out of it. I get to see. I get to see some titties. For some reason, I feel like something is going to happen during the Spring Festa. Actually, scratching that, something always happens whenever I'm supposed to be on holiday. I'm not in the moment, so please come back later. I crawl up with the note and get up from my seat. As soon as you get going, Flora said she's at the cherry blossom path. Boss! I got a favor to ask you. Now may not be the best time. Oh, really? I gotta head towards the cherry blossom path. Oh, what? Did I just hear you right? I'm touched, boss. Huh? I didn't even tell you what I wanted, and you guessed it straight away. All that time working with you was worth it. I haven't even seen Centi in any other event either. I'm a failure of a commander. I don't know anything about these girls. We've gotten to the level where words aren't even needed to understand each other. In that case, I'll believe everything to you. I'll see you later. But wait. What is it? What is this favor you keep talking about? I was going to ask you to keep watch over Litter. Litter? Yeah. She's supposed to be on vacation now. I'm supposed to be on vacation. But she's going around making things for people instead. I've never known her to take a moment's rest in her life. No matter what the circumstances are, she's always on the clock. So it's not exactly surprising that she's working during her vacation time. In many ways, I do find it remarkable, but even so, a vacation is a vacation for a reason. When it's time to rest, you ought to do just that. I wish. So I wanted you to teach Litter how to kick back. You want me to teach her how to relax? That's right. She should be talking or taking a walk among the cherry blossoms. She said she wanted to see them before the festival crowds arrived. Okay. I was about to go there anyway. I'll meet up with her. Thank you! And... oh, and there's something else I have to tell you. What's that? I'm going to be taking on my first solo assignment. I'll be constructing all the facilities for the Spring Festa. I'm going to do my best to hold Mighty 2's reputation, so be sure to come to the festival to see my handiwork. I'll be rooting for you. Alright. I better get going. Just as Centi is about to leave, she abruptly snatches the crumpled note from my hand. Trash goes in the trash bin. Maintaining a clean work environment is something I learned from Liter. She refuses to toss the note in the trash for me. That's how they view my vacation time. They view my vacation time as trash. They can't do this to me. These women. Soon after, cherry blossom path. Fortunately, there aren't many or any people around. Instead, upon arrival, I'm greeted by two figures. I feel like I'm suffocating. Trina twisting and fidgeting in discomfort. Well, I mean, what materials? They looks like a cotton. Isn't that kind of itchy? Don't be absurd. Litter, who is standing in front of Trina and scolding her. Great. That day, the petals I left let fly from the hill led me to the research lab. Working in the lab with Renee, the days passed quickly. Without saying who was first, we both climbed the hill together, and we looked at the sky. By the time the sun had set, Renee would ask, "How was your first day of work today?" The days passed, one after another. Before we knew it, 5 years had passed. One day, we sat on the hill, as always, watching the sun go down. "How was your day today?" "Nothing special. Another ordinary day. How about you, Renee?" "Me? Same as usual. Conducting some research in the lab. Taking care of the little ones. In other words, a very special day. By the way, speaking of the lab, have you ever considered officially joining Botanical Garden? You could take your plant research to the next level. I could take you on as my pupil." That's okay, thanks." "What do you mean?" I just don't know what the point would be. It's not like researching plants will help with reclaiming the surface. Not that I'm saying that you're doing is a bad thing. I know what you mean." "No point, huh?" To mark the arrival of spring, I was thinking of holding a festival called the Festival of Harmony. I want to exhibit flowers in remembrance of those who couldn't make it to the Ark during the first invasion. If it's not too much of an imposition, would you be willing to help me with the preparations? In modern times. I never thought I'd be asked to help with another festival. I've helped with the Spring Festival before. In fact, this will be the third time I've lent a hand for a festival. Are you cheering me on? Thanks. But you don't have to do that. Flora put me in charge of managing the cherry blossom path. There isn't much to it. Considering the trees don't require much intervention, they'll never wither. With a bitter smile, Trina gaze drifts towards the towering tree blossoms tree in the distance. The trees stand atop a hill, its lush blossoms painting the sky pink. So suffocating. Faced with such breathtaking beauty, Trina collapses to the ground. Can't breathe. Her breath grows ragged, and she keeps repeating the same sentence over and over. Can't breathe. At some point, can't breathe. In desperate attempt to break free from the illusion she created for herself. Can't breathe. In order to get closer to nature. Can't breathe. Trina begins to tear her clothes. Can't breathe. At the same time. What in the world are you doing? You fucking weirdo. The moment I joined the new squad, I was thrown headlong into intensive training. By the time it was over, my body felt like it was falling apart at the seams. Nevertheless, I continued to climb the hill. As I gazed down to the city, I heard Josh's voice. "What are you doing over here? It's almost dinner time. You gotta make sure to be on time, alright?" Before I knew it. That's right, this is actually supposed to be a leader. Before I knew it. But I'm not gonna talk like that since it's the past, alright? There was only 1 week left until deployment. That day, as well, I was on the hill looking down at the city. I knew I'd find you here. You came here in an awful hurry. That's pretty rich coming from someone who's always running late. We're having one final get-together before heading up to the surface. Don't you remember? Everyone kept asking me to come get you. How many times are you going to make me beg to be on time? Come on. Pretend to humor this pitiful command request, will you? At least let me keep my dignity in front of the other squad members. So, do you still have concerns about going up to the surface? I was never worried. Nice try. I've seen you praying up here every day. Don't worry too much. Nothing will happen. We'll all come back safely. And when we do, we'll celebrate your first deployment up on the surface. Obviously. He's gonna die. Right. I'm sure we will. Alright. I suppose we can skip training for 1 day tomorrow. Huh? What are you talking about? Have you heard about the Festival of Harmony? By chance? It starts tomorrow. If you're up to it, how about we all go, the entire squad? Only 15. That can't be only 15 years ago. It's got to be more than that. It's gonna be like 50. Was that really 15 years ago? I think it was longer than that. Oh, right. Sorry for stopping in the middle of our work. Let's continue. I'm tired. All I did was make a few things on the way here, and I'm already pooped. I'm not as young as I once was. I have to let Centi take over soon. I hope she's doing all right without me. You're right. I'll stop worrying. I should focus on where we should be holding the party for her. It's important to celebrate your big debut. As Liter mutters caustically to herself, she catches a sigh of a massive cherry tree in the distance. Is that the everlasting Sakura? The trees stand atop a hill, slush blossoms painting the sky pink. Standing before such rapturous beauty, Liter is rendered speechless. It's magnificent! At the moment, she spots a strange figure. Hold on, is that... Underneath the cherry tree, something that shouldn't be there is dangling from the branches. What in the world are you doing? Why are these so short? Liter fills me in on what happened back at the cherry blossom path. I was taking a walk with Volt and noticed something in the distance dangling from the branches of the tree. I wondered what it was, and it turns out it was Trina, tending to the tree in a state of undress. Naturally, I couldn't leave her like that, so I raised my voice at her. I knew this would happen. Son, please. I can't go on like this. Maybe you should lay off her for a moment, Liter. Trina really seems to be in physical pain. Well, she said you're here, Greenhorn. Things should be better. Thank you. Just use a bit of discretion next time you get undressed. Alright. What are you doing? When she's... Slide. Liter quickly covers my eyes. Damn, she moved that fast for an old woman. But didn't you say it was okay since Sun was here? That's not what I meant! If anything, his being here makes it worse. Listen, Liter, I've seen things. Oh, really? Stop being ridiculous! I can't stand here and allow you to waltz around naked. I'm going to dedicate my time off to making sure you become a respectable person. Me? But I'm a Nikke. Nikkes don't have rights. Nikkes don't. That's not what I meant. Liter resumes her lecture. Centi did ask me to help out, so I suppose I can't let things continue on as they are. Once the commotion settles down, the three of us start to walk along the cherry blossom path. I never noticed the cherry blossoms when I was building this path. Now that they're in full bloom, they really are breathtaking. Everyone is going to love them once the festival begins. Wait, did you just say you built this path? Yes. Trina and I both constructed it. It feels like yesterday that Trina came to me asking if I could help build this path, which would be the stage of the Festival of Harmony. But in reality, it's been years. Time sure does have a way of slipping from you. That's right. I certainly wouldn't mind if it slowed down a little. That's why I'm always going on about this and that. We're no spring chickens anymore. We may be decays, but even will expire someday. So we have to make the most of the time we have left. That includes not stripping to the buff. Wait, no. That was not stripping to the buff anywhere we please. We did this. Where did this all come from anyway? You weren't like this before. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's kind of funny for one veteran to be lecturing another. Well, the thing is, I'm assuming Renee obviously died and Trina's probably coping. But since I've started, I might as well add one more thing. I want you to be remembered the right way, Trina. As a kind Nikke who cared passionately for others and helped create a place where people could come and feel happy seeing these flowers. You got to live life to the fullest and leave behind proof that we existed. That way, when our time is up, the world and the people around us will remember us honorably. Should you complete your story for those we left behind? For the ones we'll leave behind, do you think there's any meaning to that? Of course there is. If you die without leaving a mark of any kind, how can you ever prove that what kind of person you were? Instead, you'll become a subject to all kinds of rumors until you're eventually forgotten. That's why we have to work hard to live life to the fullest and leave behind proof that we lived it. As Liter finishes her speech, the massive cherry tree on the hill comes into view. It's been a while since I saw this. Did you see it last festival? Yes. And I thought the same thing back then. Oh, you know what? I wonder if among the cherry blossoms, the Sakura and Moran event was probably the last time. I'm guessing. I'm only guessing. Yes, and I thought the same thing back then. It's beautiful. The towering cherry tree seems to fill the entire sky with so overwhelming presence. As I gaze upon the cherry blossom in full bloom, memories of the previous festival surface. Many people will probably come and see it again this year. Yo, I wonder if I should interject when I go through the cherry blossom festival. I'll I'll interject the memories come back and then previously and the cherry blossoms. It's for when I actually do cover that event eventually. We'll need plenty of facilities to accommodate the large crowds. I wonder if Centi will be able to handle it on her own. I hope she doesn't make something strange again. Centi will be fine. You've done a wonderful job teaching her. I want her to be more than fine. Finally gazing at the cherry tree, the deer takes out a pocket watch. Before my time is up, I want Centi to surpass me. Only then will I be able to pass this watch on to her. What's the significance of that watch? Let's just say it's proof that I've lived. Ever since I started working at Mighty Tools, I've always kept this watch on me. If you're talking about passing down that watch, do you mean... Yes. I'll be stepping down from my job. Retiring. Anyway. Wait, how do they retire? Uh-oh. Retiring Nikkes. They kill them. And they beat them to the core. Anyway, Trina's been suspiciously quiet. You're not taking your clothes off, are you? Are you okay? I feel like I'm suffocating. What's wrong? I'm fine. Just go back. The everlasting Sakura doesn't need any care. It's just an illusion. It's fine to head back. Okay. We don't want you overexerting yourself. Greenhorn, I'll carry Trina. Can you take care of Volt? Sure. Good thing. Like I fucking Nikke. They weigh tons. Especially one this large. I realize you're feeling uncomfortable, Trina, but lean on me. Thank you. It's times like this where I wish I was taller. Listen, don't they design your height, all right? Don't they? You don't. I'm sure. You know what? Just get a new body. All right, let's go. With Trina leaning on her, Litter leaves the cherry blossom path. Even though she said she was fine, Trina's expression when she glanced at the cherry tree bothers me. Almost as if there was a sense of being sick and tired of something. I'm sick and tired. All these goddamn cherry blossoms in this goddamn park. Are you feeling any better? Yes, thank you for taking care of me. Glad to hear you're better. What's on your mind, Greenhorn? You seem to be off in another world the entire way here. You and Trina made the cherry blossom path together, right? Right. Then what about the cherry tree? The cherry tree? I understand what you mean. I heard before that the cherry tree from the surface, the everlasting Sakura, had its lifespan artificially extended. That's why it's been able to survive on in the arc all these years. Could the person who carried out those measures be? As I relay a story I heard from the Sakura, Trina's body starts to tremble. I suspect the person who made the everlasting Sakura is none other than... That's right. The everlasting Sakura is the one of my failed creations.
Want to go hoist some oysters?